So if you're at the end of the rope, and you're like, I gotta do something, but I'm just not ready for bankruptcy. It's understandable. Many people feel that way. So here are some options that you can do outside of bankruptcy. I'm gonna just kind of tell you about each one of them, and then we'll step through them. There's debt settlement, there's debt consolidation. The two main ones we're gonna talk about today are debt settlement and debt consolidation. They're a little different, but kind of the same. So what is debt settlement? Debt settlement is the process of paying off your debt and trying to settle it for a lower amount. So, this is when you have a credit card and you owe $10,000 on the credit card, and you call the credit card company and you say, hey, I'll give you $3,000 today and we'll just call it good, right? That's debt settlement. Now, there are debt settlement companies, and you see them advertised on TV all the time, but I just kind of want to explain how that works, and so you guys get a good idea of what you're looking at. What these companies typically do, and I'm not talking about all of them, I'm just talking about what typically happens. You start paying the money, and they take that money and they stack it in an account, and then they start calling your creditors, and they start saying, hey, he's not paying, we'll give you $2,000 to settle this debt. And they typically charge a percentage of what they settle. So, so you understand, they are not paying your bills, which is okay if that's what you want to do, but your credit is going to get harmed, and the companies are still going to go after collection efforts because that's still happening, right? So just understand that those are on the table. Now, that being said, sometimes you can settle your debt for much, much less and save some money. So I just want you to understand the full concept. Now, so let's say, and I just want you to understand the numbers. Let's say that you owe $10,000 in debt and they settled it for $2,000, and you say, man, that's fantastic. Well, let's say they're charging you 30% of what they saved you. So you got to pay $2,000 to the credit card company. They saved you $8,000. So now you got to pay, let's just say $2,800 because they're charging you a third of what they saved you to that company for saving you that money. So now you're at $4,800, right? Now, also, they saved you $8,000. So the credit card company is going to 1099 you because debt forgiven is income. So now you got an $8,000 chunk of income that you're going to get. So let's say you have to pay, $2,000 in taxes on that. So you got the $2,000 you had to pay, you got the $2,000 in taxes you owe, which is not dischargeable, but the credit card debt was, and you got the $2,800 you owe the company. So you're actually at $6,800 in on the $10,000 debt, which I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just letting you know that those are the numbers and that's how it works. Next, we're going to talk about debt consolidation. Now, debt consolidation involves, basically getting one loan, paying off all your other loans, and so you just have one payment at hopefully a lower interest rate, and then you can get ahead. Debt consolidation works great sometimes. There's one thing about debt consolidation I really want people to realize though. Sometimes you are taking a dischargeable debt or an unsecured debt and converting it into a non-dischargeable debt or a secured debt. So let me give you an example. This happens because you don't want to file bankruptcy, which is understandable. But you owe $30,000 in credit card debt, and you're like, well, I'll take out a loan against my house, a HELOC, home equity line of credit, and I'll pay off my credit card debt because my credit card debt's at 25%, and I can get this HELOC at 6%. Well, now it's probably 8%. I don't know. But here's the deal. That credit card debt's dischargeable. So if you file bankruptcy, you have to pay 0 of that, and it's unsecured. So depending on your income and everything else, but there's a really good chance that you have to pay $0 of that $30,000 back. Now you take that $30,000 and you put it against your house. Now you file bankruptcy. If you want to keep your house, you have to pay that $30,000 back because it's secured against your house. So just keep in mind that's going to happen when you do debt consolidation. Now there are debt consolidation loans that are not against your house, and so that's a different story, but I just want to make people aware of that. But sometimes, when we see this a lot, people try debt consolidation and they still can't get ahead because they just can't afford their bills. So they do debt consolidation, they try to hang on, and they end up filing bankruptcy anyway. So just be aware of that. But if you have any questions about bankruptcy, debt consolidation, debt settlement, comment below. We'll try to get those answered. And always subscribe to get more of our content.